York City, the city that never sleeps. No, really, I haven't slept in a week. It's on air at NBC Studios with your host, Juliana Buckman, and tonight's guest, Anthony DeFazio. Featuring the 30 Rock and Roll Band, I'm Callista Hamilton, and here's your host, Juliana Buckman.
Oh, hello. Thank you. Thanks so much for joining me on my first night as host on air at NBC Studios. Exciting, right? We are coming live to you from 30 Rockefeller Plaza, where some of my late night idols got their first start. We've got a terrific show for you tonight, but first say hello to the 30 Rock and Roll Band. Can you believe this, Callista? From tourist to host of On Air at NBC Studios in under 30 minutes. Wow.
Maybe I should just make a run for president.
I'd probably settle for a reality show if I were you. On Air has so much talent behind the scenes. Let's give it up for the crew. I'm so excited to bring out our first guest. They are starring in a new blockbuster action film being shot right here in New York. And one of the best in the business, please welcome Anthony DeFazio. Hello, Anthony. Great to have you here. How is New York treating you?
Well, it's doing pretty well. You know, it's New York. It's the busy Big Apple. We're doing a lot of stuff, shopping, and just enjoying the life as it is, you know?
That's good.
Yeah.
So, the film sounds incredible. It has a huge budget and is filled with A-listers. How did you land this role?
So, ironically enough, I was doing a couple voice recordings for a really famous TV show. I think you might have heard of it. It's My Little Pony.
Oh.
It's It was, and they were just like, "Wow, you have such an incredible voice for this type, you know, this genre in the movie franchise." And they're like, "Do you want to do a different show?" I'm like, I don't think I could really walk away from My Little Pony. It's great. It really is. So, but they finally convinced me, and they're like, you know, you got to do this. There's a big action show coming to New York soon, and you got to do it. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready for it. Whatever you got at me. So I'm like, what's this gonna be like? And they're like, well, it's sort of like a Mission Impossible meets like WWE sort of movie. So I'm thinking like jets flying and like John Cena in the back, and that's sort of what it looks like altogether. They gave me this cool costume, and it's great. It's just a great show overall. I think you'll really enjoy it.
I like that. It sounds like everything is really working out for you. So I hear you're doing your own stunts. What is the craziest stunt you had to do so far?
Okay, so my stunt coordinator, his name is Andy Sales.
Andy Sales.
And, you know, I met him on day one of shooting, and he said to me, we're going to do something crazy. And I said, all right. He said, I know it's your first day, and I don't want to throw too much at you, but this is going to be insane. I'm like, all right, let's hear it. So Andy told me, he said, listen, what we're going to have happen is in the middle of scene 4, you're going to be riding away on a motorcycle, and the motorcycle's going to be going pretty fast, and you're going to be chased by a bunch of police cars. And in the shooting, he told me that, you know, while you're on the motorcycle, we're going to have you do something crazy. I'm like, all right, well, tell me what it is. He said, yeah, I can't give you too much background about the scene right now, but you're going to be naked. And I said, okay. And he said, and while you're naked, you're going to be riding this motorcycle, and we're going to give you this crazy stunt to do. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a big ramp sitting right in front of you when you leave the bank, because you stole from a bank. And I'm like, whoa, I'm naked? He's like, yeah, don't get into this with me. So I'm on the bike. He said, you're going to be on that bike, butt naked. And what you're going to do is you're just going to do a crazy 360 right off the ramp, and you're going to land right on the floor, and it's going to be fantastic. Oh. And the ramp is going to be right in front of the police car, so the police cars aren't going to be able to chase you after that. So I said, really? This is how it's going to be? He's like, yeah, we're going to get you butt naked on that motorcycle in about 5 minutes. How's that sound? And so that's really how it was.
Last time I did that, I woke up in New Orleans. So I also heard you've been filming some noisy action scenes late at night in the Lower East Side. What's the worst complaint you've gotten?
Well, you know, so going back to my naked motorcycle story, so we were focusing on that scene, and it was really late at night. We had all the lights on, and, you know, everyone's trying to be asleep. So anyway, I got on a motorcycle, and again, I'm a little nervous because I've never been naked in front of a bunch of people before. not since college at least. And so I'm sitting on the motorcycle, and I'm like, Andy, I'm like, this is really going to happen? He goes, yeah. He goes, you're naked, you're on the motorcycle, we got the police cars, we're ready to go. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. So I start, revving the engine a little bit. I get her going, and out of nowhere, someone just, from the noise, some guy comes out from the 5th story window, and he says, would you knock off that racket? I'm trying to sleep. And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. And he just looks down, and he's expecting to see, like, a bunch of, like, kids partying or whatever, and he sees me naked on the motorcycle. And he's like, what are you doing? And I said, and my director, he was like, we're filming a movie. And this is the guy. He's just like, what the heck? So that's pretty much the worst complaint we've gotten. Is just that guy. He didn't know what to expect when he saw me just butt naked on a motorcycle.
Well, that sounds like a typical morning at my house. So your co-stars have been in the news lately a lot. And how has it been working with them?
Well, it's been interesting. I've gotten to work with a bunch of amazing people. So one of the other stunt guys I have, he was really good with a motorcycle. His name is Thomas Lees, and he's been crazy lately. Him and Andy have been like stunt coordinators together for a bunch of different action movies, and they've just been. I've gotten to get to know them, and it's been a crazy time with them. Another person that I've been with, he's a little bit more of an interesting character himself. His name is Matthew Delmar, and he took me, he got me a little surprised at first when I saw him. I'm like, oh, but he's just a little guy, and he's been really awesome too. But recently I heard that he just got engaged.
Oh, wow.
Actually, yeah, and that was all over the news a couple days ago. This really beautiful woman that he was with named. I think it was Karina Ward, that's the one. And I was just like, how did this work out? And he was like, I don't know, man, it just happened. And I'm just like, you go, Delmar, you go, buddy.
Well, let them know I send my best. Wouldn't want to get on their bad side. Anthony, we are so lucky to have you here today. What has been your favorite part of the tour?
Well, you see here, I've enjoyed every part of the tour. I got to see the Jimmy Fallon show, got to see what that's like backstage. That was pretty cool. Yeah. And so really, that's been my favorite part so far.
That's nice. My favorite part is being right here with you right now.
Aww.
Close to our wonderful, wonderful band. Wonderful.
But did you get to go into the prop room? Because that was my favorite part. The prop room, there was just all this different stuff. There was some of the Muppet stuff from when they were here. There was a bunch of SNL stuff. And actually, I found this really cool one. And this is my friend here. I kind of grabbed him. He's really nice. And he just looked so cuddly and friendly. And I had to take him. He's just my best friend now.
I heard you had sticky fingers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you love the tour. There's so much talent and history in this building. In fact, I just realized I'm sitting at Jimmy's old desk. Can I take this thing? This is awesome. Can you believe we are out of time? We have to come back and visit again. Will you do that?
Of course I would.
All right, great. Well, so good to have you here. Thanks for dropping by.
Anytime for you, but next time I'd like to be on The Tonight Show.
And I'd rather have better guests. I'd like to thank everyone who made On Air at NBC Studios possible today.
Thank you.
Calista Hamilton, the 30 Rock and Roll Band, and the talented Anthony DeFazio. Our wonderful camera operators. And of course, our crew in the control room. Thank you for visiting, and we enjoy the rest of the tour at NBC Studios. I'm Juliana Buckman.